What's up, YouTube? It's your man, that dude, bringing you guys another video. Like many of you, I heard a couple weeks ago that Bleach is going to get a continuation next year, so I thought it'd be a good idea to go back and rewatch Bleach because Bleach is one of the shows that I really love, but I've only seen most of the episodes once. There are a few episodes in the beginning when I was watching on TV, and at the end that I've seen a couple of times. But for the most part, I've only seen Bleach one time all the way through. So I thought it'd be a cool little adventure to go back and watch it from the beginning and see if it really holds up. Because, when I first started watching Bleach, I was maybe 14, 15, 16, somewhere around there in that age range. And, I'm a totally different person now than I was then. So I know my tastes have changed a little bit. So it'd be kind of cool to see if my feelings on the show remain the same after watching it again. Now, so far, I've only watched all the way through the Soul Society arc, and I will admit that even though I am a card-carrying member of the Subsmaster race, I have watched the Soul Society arc in English dubs, mainly because when I watched it on TV originally when I was younger, that's how I watched it dubbed. So I figured it'd be cool and nostalgic to go back and watch it just that arc dubbed. I will eventually transition to subs as I did when I was younger, when I started watching anime online, that kind of stuff. But, for the sake of disclosure. Now, I guess I'll start out with some things I think that do hold up and some things that really don't, in my opinion. The first thing I think that really does hold up is the character design. There are many people who talk ad nauseum about the character design for Bleach and how great it is. And so I won't really go in depth with that kind of stuff, but the character design really does hold up. The characters still really look unique. All the different Zanpakuto and the captains, even the side characters, I think have really cool design. Like the clothes they wear, all that kind of stuff. That really does hold up. After that, the score I think still is one of the best for like a serialized anime. Like it is up there on par with your Naruto's and your One Pieces and your Dragon Ball Z's, and I can obviously say the score for Bleach is better than the score for Dragon Ball Z, but it really does hold up in that aspect. The background music and all that kind of stuff, the sound effects and just the that's what we're looking for. Oh, it's not noise, but the music they play in the background, the action scenes, all that kind of stuff is great. It really sets the mood. It really makes the scenes more impactful, raises tension, all that kind of stuff. So the score is every bit as good now, or to me, it is every bit as good now as it was when I was originally watching the show. Another thing that I wasn't expecting to enjoy as much as I did on this second time through was the humor in Bleach. I don't remember there being as much humor in Bleach as there actually is. And I think for the most part, the humor does hold up, especially, Comb and there's another comic related character that I can't remember. But for the most part, that the jokes hold up. I found them funny. There were more than a few times, especially with a character like Uryu and his knitting skills. I laughed a lot at those kind of things. So the humor and the jokes I thought was landed a lot better than I expected, and there were more jokes in Bleach than I remember. After that, like I've already mentioned with the character design for the side characters, but the side characters themselves I thought were also really good. You got your Odahime, she's like the ditzy airhead. You have your Chad, the strong silent type. Uryu, I think, is one of the better characters in the first in the Soul Society arc. Uryu might be my favorite character. Just from that arc, I think Uryu had the best action scene or fight in the Soul Society arc. But yeah, just the side characters were really good. I remembered almost every single side character. That surprised me also, but I think that's a hallmark of a good show. When years later, you still remember characters and certain lines they may had and that kind of stuff. After that, the Zanpakuto, all the different Zanpakuto and just the variety of powers and abilities and like implementations of those abilities we get with Bleach, I think it's like one of his best qualities, one of the best aspects of the show, especially when you get to the captains and the different Bankai they may have and how they use them and how they be trained in different ways. You have your Kenpachi Zaraki, who's basically just uses brute force. He doesn't really train swordsmanship or how to use Kido, none of that stuff. He just, I'm strong, I'm gonna swing my sword, and that's how he fights. And you have, you contrast him with Byakuya Kushiki, who knows all the different kind of advanced forms of Kido, and his fighting style is a little more elegant. he's a little more reserved as a person. So you just get to see the different aspects that every Soul Reaper's Sanfacto has, and that's just really cool. Another thing is the world building, especially when you get to the Soul Society arc and you get to see that the Soul Society is basically a different dimension where people are born, live, and die, and they have whole families and clans, and they have a whole political structure, and basically it's related to a whole other world. And so Bleach goes in the first 10 or 20 episodes to just having the human world. Then you get to the Soul Society arc and you have a whole another place to explore, a whole another set of characters and culture and things that we get to learn about as a viewer. And that is another one of the strong suits of Bleach. That's on par Naruto in the way you have the different shinobi villages and that kind of stuff. I think Bleach is every bit as good with this world building, but as any other, as the other two of the big three, which are One Piece and your Naruto. I think Bleach really does hold up in that aspect. Now, some things that don't hold up, in my opinion at least, a lot of the action scenes seem a little stiff to me watching through the second time. It's not as much fluid battle. The Sakuga isn't as good. The characters' faces during battle, when they zoom in, like when they're coming in for an attack or that kind of stuff, their faces seem really stiff. They lack emotion. I do remember that's something that kind of improved in the later seasons, but so far through the Soul Society arc, as just not a strong point of the show. It's something that doesn't hold up. It's something that when I was probably 16, I didn't notice as much, but now that I'm a bit more of a seasoned anime watcher and my tastes are a bit more nuanced, I do notice those kind of things, and I do appreciate when those things are done well, and Bleach does kind of miss in that aspect. And the repetitive story is another thing, which with the Soul Society arc, it's not that big of a problem. But I did watch the first few episodes of the Bound arc, and it's basically the same premise. The first episode, Orihime gets kidnapped, and then they have to go find her. That's basically just a repeat of what happened with Rukia. Rukia gets kidnapped, then they have to go save her. It's just the same thing again, and they do it all throughout the show. Eventually, Orihime gets taken again, and that's when they go to the Wakamundo arc and all that kind of stuff. So that's just something that it's gonna have to accept with Bleach. It's already completed. Well, it's not completed anymore because they're gonna continue it. But from the episodes we have out now, it's just something that happens time and time again. So far, like I said, I've only watched the Soul Society arc. I plan on watching all of Bleach again, so I'll probably make a video for every arc that I complete. It's probably gonna take a while to get to the Bound arc because it's not a good arc, but I'll try to make a video for every arc that I see, and talk about some things that do hold up or don't hold up, or some things that maybe I didn't remember that stood out, and that kind of stuff. But that's it, guys, for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.